Australia is one of the country that most people want to go to and want to migrate to because of its phenomenal beaches, its economy. It's a good country, it's a developed country, it's a nice country. And today on this video I want to break down to you on how to go about it, on different pathways that you can use to migrate to Australia. Therefore, welcome. My name is Maina. I welcome you back into my channel. In this channel we talk about nursing content. We talk about on different ways that we can manage the conditions that are affecting our society. We talk about on how to migrate to various destinations, like today I want to talk Australia, like how we can migrate to Canada, how we can migrate to United States of America, how we can migrate to European countries, how we can migrate to Asian countries. I mean, mention any country and I will give you a cheap pathway or a complete free pathway on how you can move there. Therefore, if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing, consider turning on the notification bell so that anytime I post a new video you always get notified. Thank you guys for your support. Welcome. So today I want to talk about Australia. So there are different pathways that you can use to migrate to Australia. Number one being that you can find an employer to give you a job and employ you. The sponsor, the employer can be your sponsor, and you can use a general skilled migration visa. Number two, you can also use family visa. In family visa is divided into two. There is partner visa or spouse visa, and there is children or parent to child visa. Then you can also move as in using academics. You can come to Australia to study. There are different universities. There are several colleges that you can come to study in Australia. You can work. You can come as with a working holiday visa, which takes a period of about 1 year. In that 1 year, you're not supposed to work in one employer. So you should at least work for two employers. 6 months. So yeah, you cannot spend a whole year in one employer. You have to spend in one employer 6 months, then in another employer 6 months. That's what they say in their website. So but the only disadvantage with the working holiday visa is that it is not a way that can give you a permanent residency. So what are the requirements? They require you to be 18 years to 30 years. They require you to have a valid passport for you to travel. They require you to have health insurance. They require you to have no criminal issues. They don't require you to have any criminal issues. Not to have any contagious condition while you are moving to Australia. They also require you to prove some facts to show that you can support yourself once you are in Australia. So when you come to family visa, as I've told you, there are two. There is partner visa and there is parent to child visa. So this is proved in terms of points. So how do you make the application? Number one is make sure that you provide everything that is relevant. Provide anything that is relevant. Sorry guys. Provide anything that is relevant as you are applying. You should meet the health and character requirement. As I have told you, you should not have any contagious infection. Your visa application must include the checklist on the application from the supporting documents. You must support your documents very well. You include everything that it is needed there. So another thing is that you should provide as much as information as it is required. Provide as much information as possible so that you remember. There are so many people applying for Australia, for them to go to Australia. So provide as much as information as possible. This will decrease the processing time. Remember, when you submit information or missing information or information that is not complete, it will increase the processing time, and you need to migrate within the shortest time possible, right? Yeah. So, and the process takes about 6 weeks to 3 months, the processing. So the more information you provide as you make your application, the better, and the shorter the duration of the processing it will take. So the fees of migration visa, they ranges from hundreds to thousands of dollars. So to submit an application, if you want to submit an application on email, you need to to print the documents in form of a PDF. Then you put them in an envelope and email them to the Australian Immigration Department. Yeah. Then you can come in Australia as a skilled worker. So in Australia they have options and they make them in terms of points. So in skilled immigration option, you have to get a minimum of 65 points on PR scale. Remember, you can come in Australia for permanent residency scale, despite all those visas that I have stated unto you: the family visa, academics visa, the working holiday visa, the employer to give you a job visa. You can come for PR basis, and one of the ways that you can come for PR basis is you can come for skilled immigrants, and they in skilled immigrant they rate them in terms of points. They give them in terms of points. So you have to get a minimum of 65 points for you to qualify for permanent residency if you are coming as a skilled immigrant. There are different skills that you can come in Australia with, and they will put you at a high chances of getting the permanent residency. So to know the occupations in demand in Australia, you can check in the description box. I'll list all those skills that are demand in Australia. I will list them in the description box, so you can check them on the description box to know which those that are in demand. They are like IT, teaching, social worker. There are so many, so check them in the description box, and I have listed them there. So the more year of experience you have, the more work of experience you have, this increases your chances of or increases your points. It increases your points. So you can come as a skilled independent subclass 189. You can come at a skills nominated subclass 190 and skills professional subclass 489. These are subclasses that can put you at a higher position of migrating into Australia. So if you are coming as a skilled nominated subclass 190 and it is by the government, this gives you 5 points, and if you are coming as a skilled professional subclass 489, this gives you 40 points. So this migrating to Australia is it's a good country, a satisfying country, full of development. So this will put you at a high chance of being in the best. So number one, as I told you, you can come for job or employer, where you can fight for employer. So you need to search for an Australian employer to give you some work visa. So so the Australian employer is supposed to give you the work visa. The work visa that will help you to, even as you are stay, and even in while you are working in Australia. This will remember, you can go to work in Australia, and when you're working in Australia, you're working in Australia, you can in turn later become a permanent resident. So another thing, I told you about academics. Academics, there are different universities, and there are even the courses that put you at a high chances of getting into PR or into permanent residence. And I will list them those courses down to you. So what are the requirements for Australian immigration for PR points? So they require you to have age of age. Number one is age. Remember, from ages 18 to 24, it gives you 25 points. From ages 25 to 32, it gives you 30 points. From ages 33 to 39, it gives you 25 points. The more older you are, the lesser your point, the lesser you get your points. They also need to have language proficiency. This is at least be able to speak good English. And to show that you can really speak good English, you need to prove with IELTS. In IELTS, they require in IELTS, if you have a band of 8, you'll earn 20 points. If you have a band of 7 and above, it gives you 10 points. You also need to have a skilled employer, to have an educational qualification, Australian study requirements you should have. Then you should have credential community language qualification. You should have a partner skills and qualifications. Your partner skills and qualification even will put you at a higher chances of getting into the or boosting your points So general requirements, if you are applying for academics in routes in Australia, at least you have a second class upper. You should have graduated. So you are coming to Australia for masters or for PhD, so you should have graduated with a second class upper, at least a minimum of second class upper. Then you should prove your transcripts, your university or your undergraduate transcripts, your high school transcripts, you should prove them. Then you should have a proficiency or proof for English. This tells you that you should have some IELTS examination. You should have some IELTS examination and able to speak good English. Then you should have a reference letter in your previous, if you previously been employed. Then you should update your CV. Then you should have international, of course you should have an international valid certificate, international valid passport to help you to travel. You should have proof some funds to prove that you can take care of yourself. One thing that I would like to tell you when you are applying for this student for PR as a student, of the academic qualifications for you to come to Australia, they don't require you to pay for the full amount of the 4 years. Once you have paid the initial one, you can come and continue studying. And the good thing about it is that you can get into the job sector and start working. And once you start working, once you have started working, you can be able to take care of yourself. You can be able to take care of your tuition fees, your accommodation, and your daily supporting. That is even the foods that you are going to take. So the good thing is that you can work even as a student. So which are the courses that permit for PR? These courses I will list them in the description box, so don't worry. But among them there is like IT. IT is a good course that will give you a PR. Once you are done, The good thing about these courses is that once you are done with your studies in the university, they will give you high chances of getting your permanent residency in Australia. So they are like IT, teaching, social worker. They are variety: social worker, accounting. I will list them in the description box, so don't forget to check on them, because they are there are courses that are going to put you at higher chances of getting getting your permanent residency. So I think that is it, guys, for today. I wanted to just give you a diverse of how you can, to break it down to you how you can travel, or different pathways on how you can travel to Australia, because I found that there are so many people who want to move to Australia. So if this information you find it helpful, so please consider sharing with your friends, with your relatives. Help one another. Don't be mean with information, because it is only through sharing that we help one another and we grow together. Don't be happy when you are the only one who is shining. Let us shine together, let us grow together, because uh, it is good. It is good to ride other people's cattle, and it is good to help one another, because most people are perishing because of lack of knowledge or lack of wisdom. So share this